Hey guys, Kit here of Burn One, back again with the Shadowverse Evolve, or for the Shadowverse Evolve channel. We're back with, I guess we still haven't talked about what we're going to name this. Maybe this is going to end up being deck profiles. But essentially, we have some list here for people to have a starting point once they open their cases, because we all know everyone's buying a case day one. Everyone. but
Every single person.
Yeah, so if you're going to get into Abysscraft, this is an aggro list here we put together for a good jumping off point for you to put the deck together, play it a bunch, figure out if this is what you like, and then you can tune it to your own liking. I think I have more experience with this than you, Dean, right? So I'll probably end up doing most of the talking here.
I've played it a bit, but wasn't this from Shinto?
Yes, this was the list I copied from the Shadowverse WordPress blog that they had.
And we changed one card only. I think that we could change it a little bit more, but we'll get into that when we get there.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a good jumping off point. So yeah, we can talk about it. I know a few things about it, but I know that you've played it a few more times. So
yep. So as any aggro list, we're going to have a very low curve. If we look down here, I guess we have 13 one drops in this list. We're looking to start strong. So to get into it here, this is our main dudes here. We have Ambling Wraith, the 2/1 on play, deal 1 damage to all leaders. You use this, obviously, it's a 1-cost 2/1 that you can just start swinging for the fences, and on play, you're already dealing damage to your opponent. And yourself activating, I forget what it's called in this, I think it's Crimson. Yep, so any card that you have Crimson, you can use this to activate it. We play another amazing 1-drop.
yeah, you know your deck's good.
Yep, 3 of the Golem, 2/2 neutral. It's 2/2 for 1. What can you do? It's a really good. It's a really good vanilla.
One more attack.
Yeah, I mean,
because in digital this is a 1/2, but in physical this is a 2/2, and that's so much stronger.
Yep. Next, we have 3 more goblins, but in this case they're skeleton fighters. And then as Fanfare of Crimson is active for you, this gets +1/+1. So this is a 1-drop 3/3 on turn 2 if you play, turn 2 if you play an Ambling Wraith. And this, you can get a 3/3 for 1. Very strong.
5/4 worth of stats for
2 mana.
That's like kind of insane.
Yeah, we'd be pushing that damage here in the aggro land. Next, we have Lilith. It's a 2-drop 2/2. Has pay 1 to evolve it. And it has Fanfare. Put a Forest Bat into your EX area. The Evo of it, is down here. And it has Strike. Add 2 to your leader's health. This is one of the ways we can somewhat get back some of the health we do use to activate Crimson, but honestly, we're on a death clock here. Like, if you're not winning by turn 5, 6, or 7, you've probably lost the game anyway, because we're playing a very aggressive aggro list here. The fact, too, that you get a +1 sort of by getting a bat into your EX area so that you can summon out later, Forest Bat. It's a 1/1 for 1. Gives you some extra bodies that push out there, and also you can use those bodies for other cards we have later on. We have Spectre here, 2-cost 2/1. It has Bane, so it can one-shot basically anything it attacks. That's right for Bane on this, right?
Yeah, just removes the body.
This is how you get through those big wards people drop. And then Fanfare, subtract 2 from your leader's health, and then it gains Rush, so you can, immediately get rid of those big bodies. So your little guys that are your like 3/3. 2/2s and 2/1s can just like get in, start poking, get rid of those horrible not bodyguards. What it's called in this game again? Ward. There we go. Ward. Right.
Yeah.
So you can get rid of Ward immediately, and then has put the top card of your deck into your graveyard, so you can start filling up your graveyard for what's the graveyard mechanic in this one? It's Necrocharge. I honestly don't remember if we use Necrocharge much in this.
We do.
We do. Okay. Crazed Executioner, very good card. Outs any of your like board removals. You drop this on 3. If you go second, use the Evo point. Otherwise, you're playing this on 4. Get rid of any turn 4 board wipes, turn 5 board wipes, things like that. To protect your guys. If you're playing against like D-Shift or something and they search out a spell, you can just remove it from their hand. Very good. From the Evo forms, we play it as a 2 of for that effect, and it also deals 2 damage to yourself as well. So it helps activate Crimson if need be. Next, we have 3 of the Playful Necromancer. It's a 3/3 for 3, and then it has Evolve. We play it as a 2 of, and it becomes a 4/4. And then you put 3 ghosts into the field, and then the ghosts themselves are 1 play point, 1/1 Nightmare Undead followers, and they all have Storm, so you can start pinging away. And once you hit them, you can use another card to sack some of those ghosts to get some value off of the ghosts. Other than that, otherwise the ghosts at the end of turn, they get banished, I believe, correct?
Yeah, which for tokens just means they just
disappear
Vanish
into the
and
nether. Yeah. Cerberus, this card, amazingly busted. So it's a 4-drop 3/3, and it has Evolve for 2. But the big thing is it has Fanfare, which is you put a Mimi or a Coco into your EX area. And those cards are, for the Mimi, is a 0 play point Nightmare Nightmare Demon World. I'm not sure if the traits really ever matter, but it's there. Spell with choose an enemy follower, it deal 2 damage to it. And then the Coco is a 0 play point Nightmare spell as well. And then choose one of your followers to give it +2. So you can either help clear out the board a little bit, or you can deal extra damage if you're swinging in with one of your followers. But the big thing on the Evo of it is that you get 1 of each. So if you play Cerberus, you get 1, and then Evo, you get a copy of whatever card that you pick, or either Mimi or Coco, and then you get the other card as well. So you end up with 3, and then you can either, like I said, clear a path for your guys, or start buffing them up to finish out the game. This card is insanely good.
It combos well with those ghosts.
Yep. Next, we have Dark General. It's a 4 play point 5/5 follower. It has Fanfare. If Crimson's active for you, this gains Storm, so it's really important to hurt yourself a little bit before you pop off with this card here. We use Dark General generally by time you're like turn 4, turn 5-ish or so. You should be within range to like close out the game, hopefully. And Dark General is one of the ways we get there, because 5 damage is a 4th of your life basically if they did not heal. So it's pretty big.
Very powerful card.
Next, we have a 2 of our card. Pretty good card. Very heavy on the top end though, since it's a 7-drop. It's 4/4, but it has Storm and Strike. Choose an enemy follower, deal 4 damage to it, add 4 to your leader's health, and then it has Fanfare, Necrocharge 10. This gets +2. So this is another way we can sneak in with quick damage. Usually by the time you're playing this, hopefully you have Necrocharge 10. If you don't, that'd be kind of surprised, honestly. But you can sneak in 6 damage this way, and then also clear the board since it has Storm and Strike, and you can clear off a creature while also still hitting face. Do you have something to add?
Yeah, funny enough, I think it's like Lucifer is a 6/8, and this is your only real 1 card out that's not the card with Bane. So sometimes you have to play it as an out to that. That can come up sometimes, but it's not really the only thing I had to add.
Yeah, I feel like once people start dropping Lucifers on you, you might not be making it back. 7.
Yeah. It's a little rough.
Next, we play 2 of Soul Conversion. Basically, pop one of your own followers and then draw 2. This is a good way to convert some of those ghosts that we make, or those bats, into cards as well, to draw into more fuel to hopefully close out the game. Next, Razory Claw, 3 of. It's deal 2 damage to yourself, activating Crimson for yourself, as well as deal 3 damage to a leader or follower. Very good. We're just gonna burn our opponent like 99% of the time. So this is usually hitting face all the time. 3 of Phantom Howl. It gives us 4 ghosts, so we convert 1 card into 4 1/1s on the field immediately, so we can start swinging in for 4, and then once again, Soul Conversion can trade off one of those ghosts once you're done swinging with it to draw 2 cards off of. Very, very good, very good. Dire Bond here. This is another way to activate Fanfare for yourself. It's on play, you deal 1 damage to yourself and draw a card. And then you can pay 2 and act this card and put it into your graveyard to deal 1 damage to your leader, and then draw a card again. This is one of the most common ways you're going to be activating Crimson for yourself cheaply, because it's only cost 1. Generally, you hold on to this for later turns when you want to start activating Crimson, so it's a little cheaper and easier for you to do that. We play
it can
one
be a
of
little awkward with the board spots, but
yeah,
it is
yeah.
because sometimes the 2 is hard to activate.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you play it early, it becomes very clunky. But like I said, you kind of want to hold this for later turns in the game usually. Finally, we play one of Path to Purgatory. One of the cards that gives you fuel on play. You deal 3 damage to yourself and draw 3 cards. So once you just like slam your entire hand onto the board, hopefully you get Path onto the board as well after that, to hopefully recoup some of the hand. Usually if you're playing Path to Purgatory onto the board at later stages in the game to get fuel, you're either looking to close the game out because you're trying to find a razorly claw or anything like that. Otherwise, you're probably going to lose the game shortly after that, because Path does take up a spot on the board. And honestly, sometimes unless you manipulate your own health, it's very hard to get 6 or less health at the end of your turn to pop this and to clear a board. But usually by then anyway, you're probably going to lose the game, because there's a lot of classes that have like easy storm damage out of hand. What were you going to say?
Well, what I kind of like about this list is that you could see the Path as not only like what it is, but you could see it as like a hidden trump card that people might not expect. Like, it's not like we're playing triple Path and it's like always going to be on the board, right?
Yeah.
So it could be a card you kind of hold, and then you get down to like 9 health, and then you just randomly slam it, board wipe your opponent, and definitely you can like reset the tempo of the game in your favor if like the game had somehow spiraled out of control.
Yeah, it's a very, very weird card, because in the aggro matchup, it's like an out to the aggro as well, because you both are you're either trading your little guys in with each other to like prolong the game, or you're just ignoring each other, going for face. And a path, one path could potentially like close out the game for you. But like I said, a lot of times, a lot of these classes have ways to sneak through and usually be able to deal at least 6 face damage if they have nothing stopping them, right? And honestly, we're an aggro list and we don't have anything to stop anyone from doing anything. We're just here to deal damage and end the game as soon as possible.
Oh, no. What's the famous video? Who's the beatdown?
I'm not familiar with that video.
Oh,
you're gonna have to show me later.
Okay. I think it's a Magic video about like deciding who is the aggro player.
Oh yeah, in the mirror. Okay, I think I've seen that video before. I know what you're talking about. But that should be it. Oh, I gotta point out, I didn't get to point out, we do play one of the evolved form goblin. if you ever evolve this guy, you must be winning the game super hard, because if you didn't notice, the cost is 4 to evo him. But
sometimes they leave the goblin up and then you go, ooh, free damage.
Yep. But if you're paying 4 mana or 4 play points to evo this guy, you have to be in a winning position already. But he's in the list
for 2 damage.
Yep, he's in the list. If you don't like this, you can drop it for another crazy executioner. It's all about the same to me at this point, because a lot of times you're not going to be. I don't think I've ever.
Necromancer's probably better.
Yeah.
Summons 3 ghosts.
Yeah, Playful Necromancer probably would be better. I don't think I've ever eviled the goblin, but it's in the list. So, but yeah,
you might.
You might. Early on, when people don't know how powerful the goblin truly is. But I think that kind of wraps things up. You have anything to add for this listing?
No, it's just a straightforward deck. All gas, no breaks. Cerberus definitely going to be able to help you weave in those lethals, especially with the ghost, because you're going to be able to put 4 extra attack onto a card, even if you don't get the removal cards, right? Or you can just clear multiple creatures with the deal 2 damage spell. So
yeah,
it's super powerful. Powerful.
More often than not, you are getting the +2 because you have a lot of access to easy storm and little creatures to buff up and just run them in. So yep, I think that closes everything out. Once again, thanks for coming by. Not sure what we're going to call this, but this is a really good jumping off point if you're interested in Abyss aggro. This is, at least the 1-drops is pretty standard. You're going to play the suite of 1-drops because you're out there to push damage. Other than that, you can kind of edit this to your liking. Like we said, we did make one minor change. We did what was it, a Lucifer, right? For an
Alucard.
Alucard, sorry,
Alucard for
for a
another
soul conversion to get more
card.
fuel. Yep. But yep, you can get this list, test it out. If this is what you like, then you can start editing it. If you played the aggro list yourself before, you can drop any tips in the comment section below. So get all the new players who are interested in being on the beatdown list, get them up and running. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.
See ya.